This is Chris the Nightmare Real, and you're watching Mission Boxing Today on YouTube.
Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? So I just want to get this video out about an article I've seen here on boxingscene.com, and I will leave this article in the description box. Like always, you can click it, read it, and come to your own surmise. So the big guy, Robert Helenius, details career status, plans big December fight. Okay, so says here, Robert Helenius held a press conference today at newly built Nordic Nightmare Gym in Mariehamn, I don't know how to pronounce that, in Finland, and talked about various matters with, among others, freelance journalist Juhani Gronberg. Helenius is in training for a September 10th showdown against journeyman Konstantin Airich. I've done a video about that. And Johan Lundstrom remains as trainer, while Marcus Sundman is now the new manager. Helenius said he missed the big fights, but was happy with his boxing again. The fight against Airich is a first step back after the loss to Johan Duhapa, or Johan Duhapas, however you want to pronounce it. Helenius revealed that there had been some talks with Team Sauerland about a rematch against Dereck Chisora, the man Helenius beat late 2011, but injured his shoulder and right arm. A lot of people thought that Chisora won that fight. I didn't, but a lot of people did. And that began a long and troubled layoff with injuries and a contractual dispute with Team Sauerland. Robert insisted, though, that the first step is against Airich and a second fight in December against a bigger name. I think it'd be a good fight with Chisora. I thought I just seen something in the news about Chisora. I could have sworn somebody sent me a message. I've took like 4 days off of YouTube, but I thought somebody sent me a message about Chisora. I believe it was like he might fight Dillian White, or Dillian White is looking to fight Chisora. But either way, I think the Chisora fight, Chisora just came off a loss to, who did he lose to? Kurbat Pulev in their fight. So, and that's another fight where a lot of people thought that Chisora won. I thought he lost to Pulev too. I thought that was the right decision. And I thought he lost to Helenius. I thought there were some rounds he won. I think he controlled the action in a few rounds. He was pressing Helenius, getting him against the ropes. But I thought he was smothering a lot of his own work. You know, it's just my opinion. But one thing about Helenius I will say is he's been hungry to get back into the ring after the Duhapa loss. Like, literally, I came out with a video. He was talking about trying to get back into the ring like in July. I mean, he wanted to get back in the rings quickly. And he's been in some training camps. I know he was in the Fury camp when Fury, I guess, in his preparations for Vladimir. This year, he was in the camp with him for a few days, and then he said he was going to go to the Klitschko camp for a few days and get some work. So, one thing about Helenius that I will say is he's been staying active as far as getting top-notch sparring and staying in the gym. You know, he didn't just fade into obscurity after the loss or get depressed. He was ready to get back in the ring in July. I did a video on it, you know, and then his team finally came out and said he'll fight in September. So, just getting his news out there about Robert Helenius, man. Just seen some news about him. He's a heavyweight. I covered the heavyweight division. So if you haven't seen this already, I'll leave the article in the description. You go ahead and read it. But I pretty much covered everything I had to say. What are your feelings about Helenius? I still think he's a good fighter. I still think he can make for some interesting fights. I like to see him against, you know, Gerald Washington and Dominic Brazil and Dillian White. I like to see him mix it up with some of these other guys that are U.S. and U.K. I think he'll make for some very good fights, man. So a fight with Chisora, I wouldn't be mad at that if they had the rematch. Maybe a fight with David Price. I think that'd be interesting. I think that'd be an entertaining fight. Like I said, come over here. I know Fedosov fights out over here. I think he fights out of California, though he's a Russian fighter. You can match with anybody, man. Andrew Ruiz Jr. I think Helenius, his name can get him a good fight. If not a title shot, I can see him get a good fight. You know, they mentioned Chisora, so just getting this news out there, man. I'm out.